G'day guys, it's Vol here, back once again for another one of my RouletteLocke episodes. I am going to keep it a little bit quiet tonight. I think I mentioned in last episode that I was going to rugby training and I was going to just come home, eat dinner, shower up, go to sleep, etc. But I kind of got upstairs and had the itch to record again. So here I am recording. Yeah. I do have to keep it down because I have my housemate also plays rugby and has work nice and early in the morning, so I'm not going to be shouting at the screen, although I might, depending on the rule I get in this episode. Hint hint, I am definitely going to go for the rule. Back once again. I did fix the speed up button. I'm not going to be running around like an idiot. What I figure though is, let's be honest, the text speed and the two or three times I use the speed up button more than made up for it. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is that Pidgey and the Nuzlocke rules. Don't start yet. I will give us a count in. Anyway, that Pidgey, look, I feel like, it was a complete oversight. I was nervous about the first ever thing I've ever done. I'm just going to go ahead and say, if you're that mad about a Pidgey and Route 1, come on, it's that you got bigger fish to fry, I think. Yes, technically the rule, I did break the rule. It was completely accidental. In every other, in Gen 1, you have to go back up and buy Pokeballs before you can catch anything on that route. So I feel like I wasn't poaching anything. I wasn't trying to try and get a Rattata or trying to get a Pidgey. I think our first encounter was a Pidgey anyway. So without further ado, if you have a super huge problem with it, I'm sorry. It's a level 2 Pidgey. If you can't see past that, I'm sorry. Anyway, so let's get on with it. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. So I guess my plan is, for starters here, I'm going to be a lot more accurate with my movement and with my training, so I've got a bit of a plan with what I want to do. I had a bit of a think about it on the way home from training. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to switch train this Pidgey up. I don't think I'm using the other 3. I think they're going to be death fodder / not in the team. For purposes of rules and things coming into that gym battle, they're not. Then I'm actually going to deposit it in the box. They're not in the team. Put it that way. Come Brock, they're not in the team. But for now, I'm just going to keep them for death fodder through the Viridian Forest because there isn't any rules, and I may as well keep it. Anything can happen here. I could get poison. Anything can happen. So what I think I've got to do here is, I'm fairly sure Brock's ace is the level 14 Onyx, but I don't think his move is Bide in this game. I think they changed that up. I want to say they've gone to the Gen 3, like Roxanne in Ruby Sapphire. I think they went with Rock Tomb. I want to say Rock Tomb. And that's a huge problem. As my team, as I've just said, is now the Pidgey and the Charmander. It's problematic. It's really problematic. So I'm probably almost going to have a Charmeleon by the time I take that on with the level 13 or 14 Metal Claw. Excuse me. So yeah, it's problematic. A level 14 Onyx with Rock Tomb, I don't want it to end like that, so I might have to be a little even further behind to level up high enough to deal with that thing. So level 8, it's a good little start here. So what I plan to do is get Kentucky up. I'm not going to use him, but I think I need to catch him up a little bit just in case any rules decide to come and bite me and haunt me. Yes, as I said, big level gaps are not advisable, especially early game. I'm going to keep it pretty close, as close as possible, while trying to get a Charmeleon, which is not going to be easy. I know they added extra trainers in the Fire Red version, so hopefully that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Anyway, I'm going to try and focus a little bit here because it's pretty, these levels are still a bit sketchy for old Just Blaze here. So once he's at level I'm much happier when he's about level 10. You know, he can eat up all these bugs. But for now, he's still, you know, a little poison, a little tackle damage here, and he's, you know, he's not far away from dying. Anyway, what I might just do, in fact, speaking to that exact point, is I might just use him exclusively in this battle here, just to get him up to that little safe zone, and then I might heal him up or something like that. Anyway, yep. So, goals for this episode is to get that Charmeleon. And get stuck into and get through Brock and into the first rule, which I'm super excited about. And who knows, I might even just record episode 3 and pass out. Anyway, so yeah. The other thing too was if these rules go well, and if if I have fun with them, and you guys, you could give me some good feedback and constructive criticism, and we can improve these even more so, and I can get a bit better at what I'm doing. But if the general core concept that I've come up with is good, I definitely want to keep going. And probably I want to go through the gens one by one. I don't think I'm going to revisit Gen 1. Who knows? I might do it in like a Pokemon Red Plus Plus or something like that. By the way, I love ROM hacks, so we might adapt the rules to a few ROM hacks that I sort of have a bit of a think about and see if they're worth doing. But yeah, so I definitely want to go through the gens, probably in order. I definitely want to do Gen 2 on the original Game Boy Color version though. I just love that game. Like, between Gen 1 and Gen 2, the original cartridge and things are definitely my favourite 2 gens of Pokemon. The reasons, I can't really split them. I know Gen 1's broken. Gen 1 has so many flaws, but I think it's a flawed gem. Like, it is amazing, and the originality, the original concept was all there, and the true blue Pokemon that you kind of grew up with, you were first introduced and drawn into the world of Pokemon, as it were. They're all there, and it's familiar, and it's I don't know. I'm getting a bit nostalgic, but it's safe. It's a nice game. So. But yes, it's broken. I mean, the confusion, like all the special defense and attack of being in one stat. I mean, Amnesia was just stupid. There are so many things that was silly about the game, but and the crit, like 5-turn Fury attack Fearos, GG. Anyway, so like, I definitely love Gen 1 for just it's just the feeling you get from it, I suppose. But Gen 2 was, I think, the first indications of Pokemon was going to be, the way Pokemon was meant to be. The new Pokemon were all, you fell in love with them pretty quickly, I feel too. You came into the whole new region. You were like, it's still familiar but different enough to be, oh wow, this is a whole new game, and all new Pokemon, all new gym leaders, all that sort of stuff. I'll keep doing this bag instead of Pokemon thing. We should Gen 1. Playing alongside, I'll talk about what I was playing alongside a bit later. Anyway, but yeah, I just feel like the way that you kind of came into Gen 2, oh wow, they've changed so much. It's so, you had colour, you had all these new starters, all this new stuff that was familiar yet so different. And then you go and beat the Elite Four, and then you going back out into Gen 1, and it's they're all high level, and it's you're free to fly around, and when Gary, spoilers, Gary is the 16th gym leader. I loved it. And then versing Red, I lost my crap at the end of the game. It was just insane. Anyway, so I think those 2 games for me, for those reasons, Gen 2 being the game that is kind of more how Pokemon's meant to be, and Gen 1 just for the nostalgia and the originality of it all. I mean, I can't split them. So because of the improved gameplay on Fire Red, I kind of went with that as a nice ease, a nice way for me to ease into doing this sort of thing. But yeah, I definitely want to do Gen 2 on old school Gen 2 graphics and everything like that. And then from there, obviously Gen 3, I'll probably do it on, I'm not sure if I'll do Ruby or Emerald yet. I'm tossing up. We'll get there when it comes to that. I mean, that's a long way down the track, and a lot more work and thought and going into how I'm going with this sort of stuff. Anyway, certainly I am absolutely loving this, and if I edit it right, and I'll look into, my next thing is obviously having to look into doing layouts and thumbnails and getting all that sort of stuff squared away nicely. I think I'll look, at this point I'm very likely to do it, and if you're seeing it, then of course I've probably done it. That's a kind of weird thing about recording these ahead of time. I mean, I just want to get used to it. I just want to get a bit of the bug into me before I look into the sort of the more tedious sort of editing and the behind the scenes aspects, I suppose you'd call them. So I want to get the bug, I want to get the production, I want to get the core content there first. I want to get I want to get it sort of really a bit of a drive behind me to actually do all those sorts of things and get a nice finished product out there. But yeah, so definitely want to do Gen 2 and play around with the rules and a lot more things like that. Anyway, so yeah, again, the replayability of this is just going to be so good. Like, being able to get a whole new experience coming back through this game with these old rules. You just once you get through this game, I will post all of the rules, and you will get them all, and with all the new rules I come up with throughout the game, and any suggestions that I really love, and you'll get. You can play this game again and again. I mean, I know I've played just the normal Pokemon so many times over and over that I think with this sort of extra challenge run in it, without it being just the same old Nuzlocke, I think you can get a lot out of it. And there might be times when you rage and throw it away because you just got completely screwed by rules. But hey, that's going to happen. And I think that challenge aspect is going to be what might keep you coming back. I will say none of these rules are going to be game breaking. Like, they're not going to be like completely destroyed. There is a way to recover from every single one of these rules that I've come up with, I think anyway. With the exception of if you got one rule at one time, I don't even think then. So I think they're pretty balanced, and they allow for a lot of latitude in how you want to go about completing them. But yeah, so that's my future plan. I definitely want to keep doing this and do another gens and keep this going. So I really hope that happens, and that you guys get to sort of jump on the bandwagon and hopefully enjoy it, and play the way I guess play what I love to do, which is, as I said, playing along with someone, and not necessarily, and someone obviously I can't cheat. You guys, and I don't want you to cheat, but you can't. You're seeing what I'm doing, and you know if you've cheated and all that sort of thing. But like that's always the issue I had with doing my little challenge runs against the YouTubers and things like that. It was sometimes the temptation to cheat was just a bit too much there. So especially with rules, I was just kind of making up for myself, like to play along with some of the better series out that I really loved. I had to sort of some of the rulings and the way they it wasn't really designed, obviously, for them to be versing the viewer. It was them to sort of create really good content, which it is. It's fantastic, don't get me wrong. But yeah, like I just feel that this is more suited to that direct interactivity, the real, and if this is your first taste, I'll know what you guys, if hopefully you're playing along with the same rules, and hopefully haven't just, seen the whole completed product and decided to use your own rules, but hopefully you guys are sort of using the rules I'm going to give you, and I can sort of, a bit of trash talking doesn't go astray, and those sorts of things. So I really hope that sort of comes into it. I really hope it feels like it's a natural progression, and I hope it feels like it's just another way to enjoy this fantastic game that we all love. Because I'm sure you're not sitting here watching the second episode of Pokemon Let's Play if you don't absolutely love Pokemon. Let's be honest. Yeah, so while I'm just doing this bit of grinding here, I might talk a bit about me. So, let's start off with the obvious, which I've already sort of covered. A bit about me. So I'm an Australian, to be specific, Tasmania. So for those of you who aren't Australian, it's the tiny little island off the southeast edge of Australia. It's a smaller state. Smaller state, but there are smaller territories. But yeah, so it's usually always left off the maps of Australia from international perspectives. Like I've seen so many US textbooks that have maps of Australia just completely ignoring Tasmania. But, I'm not originally from here, but it's where I live, and it's if you ever just get bored one day, definitely Google just, I don't know, for instance, Cradle Mountain National Park, things like that. Like, it is a beautiful place to live. Not a lot of opportunity in terms of, I definitely also do want to, throughout as I grow into my career and things like that, I want to sort of branch out into, and go to the quote unquote mainland of Australia and sort of, broaden my horizons there. And there's obviously so much more opportunity and things like that. But it is a beautiful place to live, and I'll definitely sort of think about, towards my my twilight years, I suppose, coming back here, because it is a lovely place to live, and the climate is, it's cold during winter, but it's beautiful in winter. You got the snow, and you can drive from the beach to the top of a snowy mountain in half an hour here. It's incredible. Like, you can't ski on that mountain, but I mean, come on, you still got to throw snowballs and then go and drive down to the beach and have a picnic on the beach. I mean, how cool is that? And then you can go, drive an hour out of the CBD, and then you can get into beautiful waterfall national parks and these beautiful walks, and you can there are just so many different terrains and places to explore down here. So it is a beautiful place to be. But yeah, so I live down here. I sort of moved down here when I was, I suppose, 11. I was originally born in Sydney. Done all my schooling here, and excuse me, got a frog in my throat. So, yeah, I guess I moved from Sydney to Perth, WA, so Western Australia, all the way the other side. I couldn't move further parts of Australia, really, almost. But yeah, so I sort of lived over there for, what would it be, 8 years, and that's when I sort of picked up rugby, I suppose. My uncle did actually play for Australia, the national team down here, so I I get a bit of claim to fame. He only played a couple of games, but it's cool. Like, our family's rugby mad, so I love it. I'm also very lucky with my build for it, I suppose. I am 6'7", so for you metric heads, that's 200 centimeters on the dot, and I weigh approximately 110 to 15 kilos, and that's testing my imperials. That would be 240 to 250-ish pounds. So yeah, like I guess I'm just a bit lucky with my body's fairly suited to the trials of rugby. I'm sure you all guys know that you've seen some decent old rugby tackling videos and all those things on YouTube and things like that. But yeah, no, I'm mad for the game, so I played that ever since I was 5 years old. And unfortunately, it's not a big sport down in Tasmania, but I've got a really good group of guys and a good little club that I play with. I might I might flash up some photos here and there of a few different, my team, and doing a few things and things like that. Like, it might be a cool way just to sort of share a bit of, other parts of my life with you guys if I'm, feeling up to it, and if you guys don't completely hate what I'm doing. I'm sure you don't, but hey, you could think positive. But yeah, so I'll show you some of my rugby photos and things like that. And so other than that, I mean, once I finished school, so I'm 24 now, I went straight to uni. I've been doing 6 years of uni, so my first year I did to get into medicine, so I did a sort of pre-medical sort of, I had the aptitude test you have to do down here called the UMED. That's valid for 2 years. I did really, really well at that, but unfortunately I was a bit slack in my final year 12 year, so I didn't quite have the academic mark, so I had to go to uni. I picked up the academic mark there to get I think a 70% average across 8 subjects or a whole year. I ended up, I think it was 76% or something like that, so that was fine. And I've been doing medicine for the last 5 years. I ended up actually withdrawing from medicine. I had finished 4 years of that, 4 out of 5. I know it sounds like I should have finished last year and things like that, but I ended up taking an exit degree. So I actually do have a degree, which is a Bachelor of Biomedical Science. And I'm getting horrific luck with my encounters here. It's like, I'm not seeing many cocooners. and metapods, which is what I want. Anyway, so yeah, so I did my medical degree. I guess the reason for it was, I loved so many aspects of it. It was such a interesting course, and I really enjoyed the actual science and everything like that. I enjoyed the the patient care aspect and things like that. But I suppose for me, the question was, did I love it? Did I see myself doing it for the rest of my life? The doctor's not like there's a lot of other jobs out there that you can kind of pick up for 5 to 10 years. Yeah, it's a big long time, but you can always put them down. With doctoring, it's so hard because, I mean, I don't know if you guys know, but once you finish your 5 years of medical school, then you've got to do your intern year, then you've got to do a couple of years of residencies, then you've got to apply for various training programs in whatever specialty, whatever type of doctor you want to be. It includes GPs. Like a GP then has to do another sort of 3 to 4 years postgraduate training. If you want to be like a neurosurgeon or something like that, that's another 5 years of training as well. And you're working something like, in those hours you're working is just, it's like 80 to 90 to 100 hours a week. You then have to study for the hardest exams you'll ever do. You're getting, I mean, the pay, everyone thinks, you get, as soon as you graduate, you get paid awesome. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, you get paid semi-decently well, but if you're in medicine for the money, you're in the wrong job. I think like a entry-level intern straight out of university gets, depends on the state in Australia, but I think in Tasmania is something in the vicinity of mid 60,000 salary, and that goes up, of course. And but by the time you've put in the 8 to 9 years of absolute slog, huge hour weeks, extensive study outside of that, I was already feeling a bit burnt out from the high workload I was already doing. And, the competitive, it's not competitive, but it's a very cutthroat kind of, you perform or you fall by the wayside kind of lifestyle. It was burning me out a fair bit, and I didn't want that to happen for such a long, protracted period of time. And I felt, I had to get going for the money, but then I had an opportunity to sort of back out from that. And for me, I made it look. It was kind of, it wasn't off the cuff or anything like that. But one day I just said, look, I'm just going to do it. I didn't really involve my family too much. Obviously my family loved that I was doing medicine and things like that. But it had to be the right decision for me. And I can tell you now, I'm very happy with the decision I made. Not relief. It's the sense of just weight lifted, I suppose. And I have the knowledge that I can always go to a sort of a postgraduate type of deal. Like I can just pick it back up, and it's if I do another aptitude test, I can go into a different university and I can redo it if I so choose. The direction I'm going now is looking into sort of working in sort of pharmaceutical industry, so sort of kind of using my knowledge and skills and things like that to sort of I sort of want to recruit for clinical trials or be sort of the medical education team for the pharmaceutical representatives and things like that. Just using my skills in a way that is less cutthroat but still rewarding, I suppose. Anyway, what I am going to do now is back to the game, back to my, I'm sorry there for boring you with that grass grinding session, but I don't want to get my face raked by Onyx. I just don't. So what I'm going to do is, hopefully by the time I beat this trainer, if I'm not a Charmeleon, I'm going to be upset. I mean, it's probably a bit of a big ask, but I think it's going to be close anyway, so we'll see. But I really need this Charmeleon. I feel like it's going to be pretty important. I might pick up, if I don't, it'll also give me the chance to go pick up some potions and quickly finish off level 16. This Metaclaw, if I get an attack boost on the Geodude before the Onyx, it would be amazing. I'm not expecting it, but you know, maybe attack boost, crit on the Onyx, you know, something like that. Just set my mind at ease, you know, just because I'm not, this something scares me. I'm not gonna lie, it's a scary thing. Unfortunately, it looks like I'm not gonna get my level 16, but as I said, that's good because I can pick up some more potions. Maybe I don't need potions, but I've got to hit that 16. Like the health boost and stat boost of the evolution it's going to make me feel really safe. Put it that way. Yeah, I just have to do it. Like it's I just not like 38 health, a Rock Tomb Onyx. Nah, I ain't about that life. I ain't about that life. Call me whatever you want. Call me a pussy if you want to, but I ain't doing it. I mean, hey, you shouldn't be complaining. You're getting the advantage here, I suppose. You're getting elite. But hey, I'll have a Charmeleon, nice and early. And it will give me the chance to train that Pidgey too as well. So, yeah, I'm not upset with the decision. I'm happy. I'm chill. I'm talking myself into the decision I'm making. Sorry for this grass. I know I've spent most of this episode in this grass, but I just don't. You see my thought process, guys. Come on, you see my thought process. I mean, come on. It's not fun. Yeah, which reminds me, I've also got to deposit the death fodder because I was going to say something about death fodder, but I don't really have any, do I? Otherwise, that rule will apply to my entire team. If I, yeah, anyway. Okay. I'm not going to talk about rules. I should not talk about rules. It's going to give it away. Alright. If I could just get some bloody Kakunas and Metapods, I'd be so psyched. These Caterpies and Riddles are just not cutting it. Caterpie can't cut it. Just all the random, like remembering all the random texts from, text parts, components from Gen 1, like, you know, the classic, you know, Joey Shorts and youngster Joey Shorts thing. Oh yeah, so many good ones. But Caterpie can't cut it was another one that I remember. It's all the little random memories you have from when your mind was a sponge as like a little 8-year-old, just absorbing this game, you know, its entirety. Anyway, so I guess yeah, while I occupy some more time in this grass, what else can I tell you about me? Yeah, so I did mention, I think last episode, about a move I've got to do. So I'm currently living with my best mate and his girlfriend. So she owns the house we're living in now. And yeah, she kind of approached me like 6 months ago and sort of said, look, well, 6 months ago, it's like about 2 or 3 months ago, but she approached me and said, oh look, you know, it's that time where, like, you know, we're ready to sort of proceed with our, you know, we want to sort of be independent a bit more. Yeah, I completely understand. Like, of course, it's yeah, I was helping her when she first bought the house to be able to sort of offset some of the cost, but I think now she's sort of settled in. It's, you know, I don't want to sort of step on her toes too much. Oh, hey Pikachu. So yeah, you know, I'm not concerned about it. I'll just, yeah, I've got to do the whole moving thing. You know, getting established in a new job. It's a lot of stuff happening. So anyway, this is probably not the perfect time to start a massive project like I'm sort of doing, but I don't know, I feel like it's a nice way to kind of blow off some steam, I suppose, outside of sport and things like that. Yeah, so that's what else is going on in my life. Other than that, I mean, like, I play Pokemon for fun every now and then. I do a hell of a lot of sport. I could go to my other sport. So what else do I play? I play Gridiron. Yeah, so our little old Tasmania has its own little Gridiron league. And I played my first 2 seasons of that ever down here, which was a whole lot of fun. The one thing I will say about it though, the only negative I've really had has been some of the politics. Like it's a sport with obviously so much strategy involved that I guess people get so invested in it emotionally, and for me, I'm a rugby player. I'm very, you know, I just love playing. So, you know, for me, the outside stuff I just let happen around me. Anyway, so. Yeah, I mean, for me the politics was a bit of a downside, but the game itself is awesome fun. Like just the level of contact and intensity for, you know, short bursts of intensity. You don't get like overly puffed or anything like that, but you just have a wicked time. Anyway, so I finally got this level 16. I I'm still nervous about this Onyx, man. It's still a huge threat. Hopefully the attack stat of this Charmeleon is good enough. We'll see. I mean, I don't think I can do any more. I don't think I can realistically do any more training without really setting myself behind in time. I mean, I'm sure you guys are already sort of most of the way through Mount Moon by now, like, fuck. Or at least in Mount Moon, I mean. Anyway, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I've made a decision. It's final. It's done. Yeah. So I guess if you guys, where you guys are, I just didn't really address that. I suppose any Poké Center will be fine that you go back to. I mean, I will say that you do have to go directly back. So I'll give you forewarning. So I'm not just gonna say, hey, if you're in the Mount Moon, go back to a Pokemon Center. Either make sure you get through to Cerulean, or go back to maybe the Mount Moon entrance or something like that. So just as a bit of a heads up, like it's not really fair. Or at least proceed directly to the nearest. Try and avoid any trainers. Like I know you can pause the video and things like that, but I mean to advance, to proceed, and have to potentially find more trainers in Mount Moon is kind of a bit unfair. Like you guys know you're cheating. So yeah, I will say that you kind of do have to go back. I mean, I'm sorry, but you're still way ahead. You've got a huge lead and maybe a bit of extra training and things. You can always run for most of those battles, and it'll take you 30 seconds anyway. Alright, so I guess... oh god. You know what? Here we go. Let's just do it. Come on, Metaclaw attack boost. That would be just the best thing I could ever see. Come on. Metaclaw attack boost on this Geodude, and then crit Onyx. That's the best way this battle can go. Level 12. I'm going to body this thing. Not a drama in the world. I'm going to do that so I don't spam click the wrong move. Alright, Metaclaw, come on. One shot, baby, come on. One shot. Attack boost. Okay, not a... Oh, this is literally the worst possible start. You know what, I am going to potion here. There's no way he's crit 2 times in a row. Oh, does he rock tomb though? Nah, I need the health for Onyx. I potion there. Alright, no crit. Are you kidding? Is he like what? 2 crit Geodude? Okay, well that Jesus Christ. Alright. Attack boost, come on, attack boost. Do I get it with the death? I don't think I do I? Alright. Oh, this thing scares me. Please don't rock tomb me, please don't rock tomb me. Attack boost. Oh no. This thing's scary. Speed fall. Alright, what was I? I was 41, so that did 17. I live a non-crit. Oh, this is freaking scary. Alright, I'm safety potioning for sure now. High roll. I don't want a high roll rock tomb. Death. No thank you. No thank you. Okay, this game's being nice now. It was mean with the 2 crits, but it's being nice now. Okay, I think this is GG. Game set. I tell you what though, if I didn't have this Charmeleon, that was. Come on, man. Just let me have it. Okay, we're good. I mean, if I didn't have this Charmeleon, I mean that was. I don't see getting through that. Like I got very lucky with the fact I didn't use any more rock tombs, but I mean, I don't think, I probably would have lived them with the safety potions and things like that. Like I would have been okay. Not with Charmander. No sir. Like the health and stat boosts is, I was not going to live that. Anyway, so with that, stop what you're doing, proceed immediately back to a Poké Center. It's time to get our first rule, and I know this episode's gone a while. I'll try and, I might try and speed up through the grinding process, but then you don't get to hear me talking about complete crap. Yeah, who knows, I might cut some of that out. Anyway, we'll see. It might just be a long episode, who knows. Anyway, so, yeah, first rule time. I'm super hyped. Okay, so let's bring in our super professional random number generator. Okay, so I did actually cut there. I decided the episode was going to go a bit too long if we sort of went into the rule part, so I am going to leave it on a little bit of a cliffhanger there. I don't know, I kind of like the idea of sort of starting off the episode with the new rule and things like that. I mean, we had yeah, in the end, that the battle wasn't like the hardest, but it was still, like, I think you'll agree, scary as a mofo. Anyway, so with that, I am going to end the episode, and I am going to be doing the rule rolls next episode. So yeah, I guess with that, thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Cheers, guys.